I don't know the words. 1, 2, 3. Wait. Oh, we're rolling?
Yeah, we're rolling, man. Welcome, Josh and Matt, Dynamic Duo. We're going to be discussing King Kong.
King Kongs of the Congo. King Kong of the Congo. So, the first King Kong, 1933, the classic epic movie. I think it's one of the first talkies. That's the terminology they used to use back in the black and white era when movies had actual dialogue. They called them talkies, and I think it's one. At least it's one of the earlier ones. So Matt, what is a summary of King Kong? The basis. For people, so for people who don't know the basic story.
There's a story. There's so many different stories of them all. It was like basically like the setup was that a director takes a whole crew over to Skull Island. Supposedly he found out about this island, and he takes these people over. But he gets a movie actress who's actually going to film some shit there too. And they go out there, they actually find the tribe that's there and see them and like oh, that's weird shit. Then they didn't know what else was on the island, and they found like dinosaurs, freaking Kong. And they weren't expecting all this shit to happen. Meanwhile, a couple people have died off throughout the whole adventure of the jungles. And then finally the director said, I'm not going to get anything out of this because all my shit got ruined. I'm going to take the Kong.
Yeah, so pretty much he wants to make he's like, this thing's worth more than all the movie pictures in the world. I'm going to bring the 8th wonder of the world to the city of New York. And then he brings King Kong all chained up. And when I'm doing cables for cable flies on for chest workouts, and like my arms are like this, like in the cables, I feel like I'm King Kong. Busting out of the chains when I bring the cables down. If you haven't done that at the gym, imagine if you're King Kong with cables. It's pretty great. It gets you motivated to break those chains. So you go out there and break those chains. You sly son of a bitch, you.
When I do butterflies, like me just like smashing stuff in his Kong, just like smashing. Yeah,
it's like smashing. You just think of a T-Rex and you smash its face in.
Done.
But the King Kong signature move with killing T-Rexes, which is I find this in pretty much every rendition of King Kong is what Matt just demonstrated with the the lower jaw ripping, and he always plays with it too. Like he's like interested like an animal. I feel even though the King Kong, the Peter Jackson King Kong moved more like an ape. And an animal. We had Andy Serkis doing the motion capture. I felt like there's more animalistic tendencies from the original King Kong. Like I felt more bad for him because he's just a stupid monkey. And he's just playing with the people. He's just poking at them, like interested in what they're doing, you know. And he's just kind of dangling with the motion capture of. Andy Serkis, which he definitely did an excellent job. Like there's just he almost emoted too much, like like he was human. I mean it's it's easy to do with a gorilla or an ape type kind of character because they have the same kind of facial structures as us, so they could do the same emotion, like do the same emotes and everything like that. But I don't know. I felt more sorry for the death of the original King Kong because he was just such an idiot that he was just.
He was more of a peaceful soul. It was more of like a childish, more set up thing. It was like
a toddler.
Yeah, he didn't know what's going on.
Playing with his food, it's like playing airplane with his peas on the spoon. And those peas ended up shooting him down.
But beauty killed the beast.
Yes, that's the moral of the story.
Yes.
Is when you're a giant, fantastic ape of 25 feet high, don't fall for any girls.
Bimbos.
Yeah, don't fall for any girls that aren't your species. That's the moral of the story.
Yeah.
What the interesting thing with the original King Kong is, one of the producers, I forget his name, we'll put it here. He pretty much went on expeditions like Carl Denham did with his pictures. Like he would go to island to island and try to get like shots of like tigers and like all these exotic animals. And there's a line in the original King Kong where Carl Denham's like, "Oh, I don't have a cameraman anymore. I film it all myself. I got too close to a tiger, and the cameraman ran away. And ever since, I do the camera work myself." And that is actually what happened in real life. Like he like had a cameraman, and like he was like he ran away for his life because he thought the tiger was gonna attack him. And then he decided to go like, no more cameramen. I'm gonna be the one holding the camera and I'm gonna be in the action. So that, I mean, there's definitely like a lot of parallels with his actual real life and that. And I know he read all these adventure books and everything when he was like very young. It's really interesting. I would if you don't have the King Kong Blu-ray, this guy actually got me it. Kudos to Matt. It's really interesting. There's all the behind the scenes stuff. Like it goes behind like how the making of the movie. There's a commentary of Ray Harryhausen. He's talking about the whole aspect of the movie of Willis O'Brien's stop motion animation, and there's dogs in the movie made out of T-Rex. No, that's not true. But and then do it. Okay. Well, anyway, where I was going to was behind the scenes are very exquisite. I would say. I would have to say. They go in a lot of depth, and I actually haven't gotten to finish all of it, but I am working on it. It's very interesting, and like Ray Harryhausen talks about the techniques of how Willis O'Brien, did the stop motion with King Kong and all the monsters within the movie itself. And there's a scene that's been deleted or something like that. There was a cut scene from the movie where a bunch of characters fall into the pit and there's like bugs crawling around and everything like that. Oh. There's like a spider. There's like a giant spider. And Peter Jackson and his team
did pretty good with it.
Yeah, they made a recreation, and like they said like they're like one of the head top filmmakers in like the world living today, and they were saying they had difficulty trying to do the same techniques that they did back in the day. They're like, wow, it was challenging for even them, which is
I'm just gonna say cool. Like seeing the scene that Peter Jackson actually made, that whole bug scene was like kind of creepy to me, seeing like all these giant bugs, but when the chef where he landed was in like a pit. I believe it's a bloodworm type style worm.
So you're talking about the Peter Jackson?
Yeah, Peter Jackson right now. And like his Chinese buddy is like in the mud and everything, dead. And he's just like, no, and the worms are coming out and like are trying to eat him. And he's fighting them off, and like you see his one arm, his other arm. You see him on his fucking legs. Then there's there's one just comes up and gets his head.
That happens to Andy Serkis's character, the chef character.
That
he
was
gets
just
his face
what?
Ingested by a big giant worm. I forget his chef character's name in the movie, but it is a gruesome death.
Oh shit! It was what the fuck.
I do like the natives in the Peter Jackson King Kong. That just because they're so creepy and like their eyes are so huge. They remind me. There's this image I saw. Like they discovered like bones of like these little people, indigenous people, like hobbits. They were like 3 feet tall. And there's this image on like National Geographic, and it's like this thing. Like it's this weird. I don't know. It creeps me out. This is the image. Tell me this is not scary. It reminds the natives. Look like that.
So you're trying to say the skeleton looks like a giant Smeagol eyes?
No, pretty much. It's really creepy. You gotta look at it. But,
yeah, I know. Like the natives in that movie were just
it reminds me of the hobbits that were discovered a few years ago. It's very interesting. Yeah, I gotta say they were definitely more creepy. The ones in the original might be considered today mildly racist, with them being portrayed by African Americans, which is a touchy subject. But I mean, I'm a white man, and I watch it, and I'm not offended. So I don't know. I mean,
I just go to where I see a movie, I just see it.
Yeah, I just see the movie for what it is.
Yeah. And like they say that the island was off of like most of the freaking movies, basically between South America and Africa is around there. But now in the new movie Kong, Skull Island, and they're more in like the island's more based in like in Asia, because like all the
like Indonesian kind of islands or something like that.
Yeah, like it was like around there. Like no, it was more like Vietnam. It was set in the Vietnam era, war and everything. Yeah. So it was like all that.
I like that. The thing I liked about that movie is like it wasn't the same story of like Beast meets girl. Bring them to the city and then the whole thing over again. I like how it's its own story. Brie Larson was in it. What's the
Loki.
Loki. I forget his name.
He was in it. Samuel Jackson.
Yeah, John Goodman. Sam Jackson was pretty much a one-off kind of villain character, but he worked for the role. He was good. I mean, he did have a good motive. I mean, his
crew died, including he was just like, I don't know, what was his other? There's another main thing of it, but. Yeah, I forget. I haven't watched that movie that many times.
Yeah, I seen it in the theaters and that was about it. But I did like it, and I remember Brie Larson, her top, she looked really good in it. And I remember seeing it in theaters, and I was like, wow, those are like the perfect breasts I ever seen in a movie. So Brie Larson, if you're watching this, and I know you are, call me, all right?
Number right here. His number.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes. 1-800. Call me, Miss Marvel. So, anything you would like to add on the whole, on any subject, on any of the King Kong films?
King Kong, it's just,
it's a classic story. You can't really, it's like you can't really mess with the classics. They did do a Treehouse of Horror King Kong spoof with Homer, and with the joke I love about it is Homer's King Kong, and he's like going after Marge, and like he's like instead of King Kong falling off the Empire State Building, he like climbs like one story and then he falls because he's so exhausted because he's like a fat turd. he's like
if you're gonna bring up stuff like off topic, Jackass did their own thing too, their own stunt. It was supposed to be Preston and Wee Man, and they're supposed to be on top of a porta potty, and Preston's all painted up in black, like I think water-based paint or something like that, with a monkey like headdress thing so it showed his face. So he had to climb up on the porta john. Meanwhile, he was scared of heights. He didn't like being up on the porta john. He's shaking like a reject. And he had a little wee man in a costume, like a little princess costume, with him on top of the porta john. Meanwhile, they'll fly planes, like model planes at him, and just smack him, see if you can hit any of them before. And some of them actually hit him in the head and got stuck in his head, like headdress and stuff. Yeah, and he ended up falling off of it and just smacking on the freaking, like, they have a mattress, but he misses the mattress a little bit and just falls down this hill.
That sounds awful.
And like they took many takes to do this. Like it took so many takes to do it because he was scared of heights. He almost passed out like a couple times doing it.
That sounds very. Which one was that?
Jackass number 2, but didn't make the film because of so many takes.
See, that's
so they put in Jackass 2.5.
Oh, surprised I didn't know that.
You don't watch Jackass like I do.
I guess not. I seen
just one
the single number once. I'm sweating, but I think I'm good. Do you have anything?
I don't know. I want to say like I want to go back to the first one, like the original. I would say there's like gruesome, even though like the other movies have a gruesome part of fight scenes. Just the puppetry with this one, you can see the gruesome fight scene with the T-Rex and the
T-Rex is like literally bleeding. Like,
yeah,
out of
it's
its
like
neck and its jaw and everything like that. Like you can
it's
see
still gruesome.
You can see literally the blood pouring out of it. And with the original King Kong, I gotta say they made a full scale like animal like King Kong face. I mean, it looks absolutely like ridiculous with his smile, but it's just like it's such a milestone. Like they actually made like this full out, fleshed out, King Kong face, which is amazing for the time. And they made like his to scale hands and everything, like an arm, like for him to grab like Anne and the natives and everything like that. They made a full scale foot for him. There's a scene where he's stepping on some of the natives too. Yeah, he's destroying their whole landscape and everything like that.
I remember I went to like Universal, like or some branch of Universal, and there was a King Kong ride actually. It was a thing like King Kong picks up like a bus and you look at King Kong and it brings you back down, and then they reset the whole thing up again.
I know they had a ride in Universal. I don't know if it's the same one. It like they got rid of it. Like it was like I remember there's fire and everything like that. You're like on a subway car and he kind of like breathes at you, and I guess it smelled like bananas. I never bet on it. They got rid of it before I got to go.
No, that's why it was it. But I remember just getting lifted up to him and then going back down. And it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know they made a few newer King Kong rides, but the one I'm talking about, I think that's more the classic.
Yeah, they got rid of a lot of the older rides, like Jaws and all that junk. I think maybe we're gonna bring back Jaws. Well, I don't know. I heard they got rid of it.
Yeah, they might have. It was kind of not up to date. With everything. It was still a fun ride.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. King Kong's a fun ride. I never been on.
You never been on it, so
it's the movie's a fun ride to watch.
Well, we never even talked about like the thing is like we didn't. You guys are gonna say you guys didn't even mention a 1970s one.
I haven't really seen.
We haven't seen anything about it.
I just seen parts. I know like he blow dries the girl with like after like he's bathing her, which is pretty weird. With his mouth, he just blows on her. And
it falls out.
Yeah, but we do mention this in a previous podcast. Hopefully it's out.
What do you mean hopefully it's out? It should be out.
I know. It is. Click this link here to watch that. This was BatYard Productions. Matt and Josh.
This is Josh. This is Matt.
This is Matt. This is Josh.
And
I think fancy seeing you here. I don't have a closing statement. Do we have one?
We don't, but go bananas.
Ooh choo. I wanted to say ooh the Ting Ting Walla Bing Bang song.
We're still recording, so go for it.
Ooh ee ooh ah Ting Ting Walla Bing Bang. Go bananas.
See you guys.
Monkey see, monkey do.